Baby, I thought you were going to go cut grass.
Well, baby, I gotta get hydrated. It's hot outside. Got oil, got gas. Start. Stupid lawnmower. Crank. Ugh. At least I ain't gotta cut grass. Woo! Here comes T-Bone to save the day. Yes, sir. You gonna cut grass today. Let's start with the simplest things first. Thanks for tuning in to Rayleigh's Small Engines. I'm T-Bone. We're gonna get this thing fixed for you. All right, the first thing we're gonna check is some battery voltage. Careful visual inspection, folks. That's not staying back all the way. It could not be holding that safety switch, thinking the blades are on. So anyway, let's go ahead and check this battery just for the heck of it. All right, 12.745, 16,000, who knows, or test light. We've, yep, we got test light. Next thing you're gonna wanna do, let's check out and find our fuse. In this case, is stuck up under the back, right there. Let me get that out. It's just a little clip there, and we'll pull it out and check it. Well, I got it pulled loose from the clip and went to pull it out, and the doggone thing starts sparking. Let me get this battery pulled out of here. We might have just found the issue there. I doubt it, but it's probably part of it. Always remember, when you're taking a battery loose, take your negative off first, and then take your positive off. This way, with that off, you're not going to short anything when the wrench goes over and hits that spring or somewhere on the body. Well, looky, looky. There's a wire hanging out that's supposed to be in the back of this that came out. That's not good. And I don't know if we can see this safety switch over there. Goodness. You know where this lever? I'll have to look into that also. Give me a second. Let's see what we can do about this wire. Okay, you see the little wings sticking out here and here. One of those were bent, and I took my little needle nose and straightened them back out. Those are what actually hold this inside of the terminal here. So I may have, when I pulled this clip out of that hole, what may have happened, I may have put too much tension on this and pulled that wire out. Now this one does go directly to with the positive battery cable. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is, our solenoid is stuck way up under here, obviously where you cannot get to the doggone thing. So if you look, we're gonna look under here. See right here, there's a bolt right there, and that's the clip where it slides in. I'm going to take a 3/8 socket, pull this bolt out. That'll allow me to get the solenoid up here in this battery box area to where we can check it and see what's going on. All right, then I'm trying to hold this over so you guys can see it. What we're going to do is I'm going to check these two little terminals on the starter solenoid. One is going to be your start. You should send power to it when you turn the key to start the machine. The other side would be grounded, which tells me that all your safety switches are okay. So either we're not getting power to the start, or we're not grounded on the ground side. Being a 4-post switch, this does not have to be grounded to the machine to work. And I do have a video on that. You can look, it'll say just clicks. And I think that video is on a Cub Cadet explaining what's going on with the starter solenoid and how they work. But yeah, it's a Craftsman. There's the model number. And just so you know, this is not AYP Craftsman. This is what we call MTD. Oh yay. Isn't that fun? So y'all saw I bent those clips back out on that wire, and what I did, I went ahead and slid it back up in there, but first I removed the fuse, and you can see us back in there. It won't go but one way, folks, and once you put it up in there, pull on it and make sure it doesn't want to slide back out. You know, it's in there, it's locked in there pretty good now. Okay, this is about the best shot I can get you. That blade engagement lever I showed you a minute ago. See right there, I'm pulling it back and let it go. So what we've got going on, for some reason, the pulley on the deck is not putting enough tension to pull this back and activate that safety switch. That's where I believe our issue is. So let's take a look at the deck. Let's move that direction. Sometimes you just got to check this, check that, and keep looking. You'll figure it out. So I got the model number and went and looked on the parts list. I'm like, there's a return spring that pulls this pulley back to make the belt loose, which also tightens up this engagement arm. And then I noticed, I went and looked the cable up because I noticed someone has taken this cable, and that's it, running down through there. You can't hardly see it. Under the rear end, they got this little piece of wire routed up there, which is wrong. It is also kinked off over there. So what I'm going to do is take this cable out, and I'll show you what's going on. When I engage the blades, all right, sorry about the squeaky. Then you take it off, see, it is not pushing this back. So then I look, why isn't it? I'm looking at this brake right here, and then you can take this pulley and pull it on to me, and now this is back. So let me pull that cable off right quick. I'm gonna see if it's even the correct cable on here. Okay, well, there was absolutely no way to get this camera down in here. All it is this bolt that goes into where this handle attaches up underneath, and it's just a shoulder bolt, 3/8 little socket and ratchet. That's what I use there. You can use a wrench, it'll take you 3 weeks, but that just bolts in like this. The next thing is going to be this retainer, sticks into a bracket up under there, and all you'll do is some needle nose. I use some little bent needle nose, mash that, and then you can pull it through and it'll come out. I did make a tool that'll actually go down, and it's just a little piece that I ground down and put in there, and you just slide this down and it'll collapse those. The other end at the deck, again, I can't got Mrs. T down here helping me film right now, but you've got either a clip like this or like this, hitch pin, locking hitch pin, and they'll clip in. You just pull the little clip out, slide this out, pull your spring out. Take note of what hole this thing was in. Now let's go to the bench, and I'm going to show you what I found with this deal. So this cable was where it was, they had it, you can still see it kinked a little bit there. They had this thing really bent right here, which was causing some binding. And then even once I straightened it, it was real hard to move back and forth, and I was gonna go order a new cable. And I said, let me see if I could fix this one. So this little thing on each end, they just screw on and unscrew off. And all you do on these is, there's a little tool called a cable luber. They just cost a few dollars. You can look them up on the Jungle website or whatever. The way these work is really simple. You got a big hole on this side, a little hole on this side. And all you do is slide your cable inside here like this. And then you'll lock it down. You'll want your housing about halfway through. And you just take these little bolts here and lock this thing down tight like that. And what that's going to do is going to try to hold the lubricant for you. And then all you do is take your lubricant and go through this hole, and it'll force it down through the housing, and then work your cable back and forth and back and forth. There's a lot of different lubricants you could pick. There's this air coil. I really like this stuff. It is very expensive. This can's probably 20 something bucks probably for one can. You can use stuff like WD-40. You can use that. There's a PV Blaster. I buy that about a gallon. It's pretty good. But any of those will work, and just work that cable back and forth and see until you get it to where it'll just fall. You'll be able to see this cable will just fall just like that. Just the weight of that spring. So now we know it's good, nice and free. Okay, so we routed our spring up under. Let's see if I can see around the doggone camera and get y'all to where y'all can see. Look, there goes my light. All right, that's hooked back in. Now let's come back here. Wish Mrs. T wasn't going running errands. Doggone it. Now this, we're going to flip in like that. And then all we got to do is put our clip in. And I'm not going to be able to hold that and put this, but then this clip will go right in here on this side here. And then I'll show you the back side. Okay, we're at the back of the tractor. In order to keep this cable straight off the deck, route it back and come right over the transmission here. And then we're going to loop around and go up into the retainer on the opposite side over here. And it's going to go up right up underneath there. And I'm going to show you from the battery box. Okay, I'm going to attempt to do this with one hand. What you're going to do is slide that cable. And I cannot see what I am doing. Right up in here like that. And then it'll snap in. Just like that. Then all we got to do is put this shoulder bolt in. We'll put that shoulder bolt in on the back side of the handle. Let's see if I can zoom you in there. Yeah. See the hole right there? That's where we're going to put the bolt in the cable. And that should pull this down to where it'll hold this safety switch back where we want it. Okay, having a little trouble here focusing. Let's try that. There we go. Now, as you can see, this is pulling itself right back down on the switch all the way like it's supposed to. Special shout out to Lawnmower Detective. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. We just got some new stickers from him in the mail. Thank you very much. It's donut time. Y'all stick around at the end of the video and check out our sticker board. We'll show off some of our friends. Now let's get this solenoid screwed back in. Wonder what Todd over at ProjectFarm is doing today. Alrighty, well, y'all stand by and listen to a tune, and we're gonna get this battery installed and see if this thing actually starts. Folks. Hey, if y'all hadn't hit that subscribe button yet, click the subscribe. Y'all think it's gonna run? Let's find out. Turns over now, huh? Will it start? I didn't even check the oil. Should have checked the oil. Can't run it too much, you got the door shut. Y'all click subscribe, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment down below for us, folks. We're gonna go over and check out that sticker board, and y'all have a great afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to Rayleigh's Small Engines. Have a great day.